All right, good morning, and welcome to another live session. And I thought that for this particular live session, I just wanted to look back at 2020 and give you guys some feedback as to how 2020 was for me and moving into 2021. What's the plan for the channel, and of course, showing you some gratitude over the year in terms of what has been done right on the channel itself, and maybe talk about again some of the plans. So let me share this quickly and I will get started. I'm just hoping that everything sounds good too. That's the main thing. Yeah. So what I noticed, and the reason I'm doing this live is simply because I don't want to have to go through all the edit process, right? I'm dodging the edits for today. I placed up a message last year, about 2019, and for that one, I went over to the seaside to do the video itself along with King Zahiro. So he was there assisting me, right? And this time I thought, you know what, it's probably best to just go live, avoid all the edits. Today is kind of cramped for me in terms of getting some stuff done for the day, and tomorrow is essentially the day off for most people, so I'm also taking tomorrow off and doing nothing, right? Just relaxing for the day. But a huge part of this is to say again, thank you to all the people who supported the channel over the course of the 2020 moving into 2021. So let me first, because this video is going to be left here, let me first talk about the what we did over the course of 2020. And to my surprise, we actually have a lot of videos that was done in 2020. I actually posted up more than 140 videos, and believe me, there were some days that I felt like it was really little being done for the channel. But when I look at the numbers now, 140 odd videos for 2020, that's amazing, right? I'm satisfied with that. Things definitely have been good for me over the course of the year. But again, it's because of the entire pandemic and me being at home and trying to shoot some of these videos at home. But let me go through some of these, and I'm just thinking that I forgot to add in the camera to the other screen, but I'll shift anyway and we'll work from there. So this was kind of essentially how my 2020 started out. So from 2019, and this was the message from me from last time. All right, it's the end of 2019, moving on to 2020, and I'm doing this video just to give you guys a huge thank you for all the support I've received over this year. I started my YouTube channel, I started posting content heavily over this year, and for 2020, just want to give you an outlook of what's here to come. So the thought is that I'll continue all the tutorials. I'll continue posting a little bit of blog about what I do every day. Right, so that was essentially the message for the moving out of 2019 and moving into 2020. So I continued the journey of creating vlogs, of course, and we did a lot of the tutorial stuff. And as you can see from where I left off, one of the first person that, of course, came to me, and this was the beginning of the year, from 2019, it was Maro G, right? Our local musician, right? The man dropped some heavy track after that, right? From there, the journey continued on. I started something called Toledo Tour. Toledo Tour was essentially designed to give you guys an insight into some of the communities here in the Toledo district, in Belize, and having people from outside who don't really know Toledo, giving them a chance to actually see the various villages in the Toledo district, right? Apart from that, I also did a bunch of tutorials. We talked about the different tools we use. I did a bit of inspiring video. This one went big, and I still recall this from the beginning of the year, because I thought that this particular young man, right, had something to offer, and was definitely something. Only a few of us try. Only a few of us dream. Only a few of us actually make it. Yeah. So I have my mic muted. Yeah. So what I was saying is that apart from the entire discovery of getting into the videos for 2020, right? That should be better, right? Yeah. All right. So I actually muted my audio by mistake, so that's fine. The idea was again to try to incorporate other people into the video itself. So the journey, like I was saying, was having me not being fearful of what is next to come. And I guess this is what keeps a lot of people down, having that fear. If you listen to people in particular, right? Let's say you're attempting a new journey, and this is probably something to think about for 2021. If you're looking to do something different for 2021, don't let people tell you that you can't, right? I guess that's the message that I received most in my mind through 2020. Don't let people tell you that you can't. Whatever fear they have. So if they tell you that, oh, you can't because, and they're afraid to do it, it's because they're afraid, not you, right? So take that message into 2021 as you move forward, right? Good. So the other video that we moved into from then was the music videos. So as you've been seeing, I did a lot of music videos also, and these were videos with Maro G. Toledo Tour continued. I dropped in a little bit of tutorial, and the whole COVID thing started out, right? And so COVID definitely mashed me up, but the idea was that with COVID here, I could actually land more videos, and so I started that journey by adding in some tutorials showing people how to actually live stream using whatever. I had my Nikon camera at the time, so I had my Nikon camera, placing up some tutorials. I used my smartphone. I started to really be innovative in terms of using what I had um, on par at the time, right? And so my camera, everything, whenever we could borrow a drone or two, we would fly that up and see everything that's there. A little bit of cleaning, a little bit of everything, just to ensure that everybody, get a piece of it. Oh, Francine, morning, and Ryan in the chat also, right? From there, the direction of the channel itself started changing. So you could see again, I look back and I say, all right, it's 140 odd videos for 2020, and I'm still particularly amazed at that. Like 140 video, who does that, right? I also did a little bit of home construction for that particular era, so you'll see a section on home construction. The boys did their coastal restoration video. They actually took part in a competition through coastal zone management for that video thing itself, and so they asked me to come in and video for them, and so we got that project done. Home construction continued, and as you know, that is almost completed, right? And then I decided that, you know what, the homeschooling thing will come into play at some time, and we can see that I'm continuing, right? They're hitting the gym, right? Show that one. Yeah. The homeschooling thing continued, and so I decided that, you know what, we'll work through some of the tutorials and get that done for the particular year, and I'm still working on that. So that is something continuous through 2021 that I want to carry through, being prepared for a lot of online classes, and so I continue to work on that, and I ask people to prepare their own tutorials. Now, this is a task, and this is something that I want to challenge everybody on, especially if you're a teacher like myself. It means that you will have to start making tutorials to put online and share with your students, right? And of course, you build something like this that's there forever, right? And we just continue to add to it. So I started my Excel series, right? And we moved in. I'm mixing up my screens. The guys came in, they had a little bit of entertainment. We did some breakfast and reflecting. Of course, my third time, I kind of hard at the time. But you notice that the entire process of the cooking got restarted now that I teamed up with Yard Light. And so Yard Light is doing a mini cooking series, which is nice, for the young men and the young ladies wanting to learn how to cook something. Naya came in, my little daughter came in, she did her part of the tutorial also. She's always willing, right, to add in her section for tutorials. The Barranco village tour, this one, the guys went over, got some footage again from Mr. Garrett. I think Mr. Carson was the cameraman then. And so he got some footage from me, Barranco area. Just looking at all this, I can see now where it definitely gives me a chance to reflect through the entire year. So I could actually look back at 2019. I could look back now at 2020 and see that this was what was accomplished based on the videos that I have. And I'm hoping to do even more for 2021. So definitely look out for 2021. Big things, right? On the channel. Also then, the home construction continues. Music video continue. Mara G drop a hard track here. And I trick your system fail away. Can I get a piece of that there? Yeah.
Yo, sin man. You know, say the system fail away. And poor people are suffer. You know what? Say the system fail away, yes.
Right? So the man definitely drop a hard track the power. System fail away. So give me a chance to practice with the music videos. I continue to sharpen up on my skills, right? Starting from the first video I dropped with Mara G, and I forget the man thanks, because that he make I decide for do a music video, and then we continue to build from there. So I'm doing more music videos as we move into 2021. And I realized that I think it was somewhere along this edge that I saw that our community itself needed somebody to output all of this greatness that people are doing, and people wanted a voice. And so I think Marcel Palma YouTube channel changed from just doing tutorials about me, right, or doing vlogs about me, to actually working with some of the young men and young ladies in the community and broadcasting what they want. A little bit after that, and this was, I can't even, it's 6 months ago, right? Graduation came up. That was one of my biggest projects ever, to pull off a graduation, get everything recorded, get everything edited, and ready for that graduation time, right? I had help from a couple of students who were willing and able to assist me in terms of videoing and just manning a camera, because I tried to do 2 or 3 cameras at the same time, right? And still ended up just chopping out footage for that. But that was a project I was kind of afraid of, right? Because of I think my video skills was very limited, and people have to understand that when I started the whole videography thing, I really started green, and so you might have been seeing some transition from being a amateur video man to now moving into a different realm, right? And of course the journey continues. I don't think I'll ever reach a stage where I'm comfortable in saying that I am perfect at this video thing. I don't think I'll reach there, but I have learned one thing, that you have to work with what you're given. You have to work with what you have. I got a call last night actually from one of my family up in Corozal, and the man explained to me, he said things bad for 2020. Now he's a musician, entertainer, he does rentals, right? And all of his business kind of ceased for this particular year, and so I could see where things really get hard in terms of businesses for people who are into tourism, people who are into the entertainment industry. That went on pause. So he was asking for some advice in terms of pushing his music thing out now, because he sees that I'm pushing out different artists on the channel, and so he wanted to do the same thing in his community. And one of the main advice I had for him was, man, just start. And this is the hardest thing. Yeah, Wilmer, this is the hardest thing for anyone to do. Just start. If you have a plan, you have something you want to execute, just do it, man. Just start. Before I moved into videography, if I had sat there and tell myself, man, this is hard, this is difficult, and then you start looking at all the people on YouTube who are doing all these professional style videos, right? And if I just gave myself that doubt or that fear that I spoke about earlier, then none of this would have been possible. So if you have something you want to do for 2021, next piece of advice, right? First advice that I gave you guys was, have no fear, right? Don't listen to people who are afraid to do something, or who are afraid to do something. They are afraid, and they're kind of manifesting that fear on you because they want you to be afraid to, right? So no fear. Second piece of advice is just start. Just start, right? Whether you're building a house, you have to just start. You never finish if you don't start. Whether you want to move into photography, videography, just start, right? You want to be a farmer, just start, right? You want to raise some chicken, you want to raise some duck, you want to raise some pigs, right? You just have to start. And of course, 2020 brought forward I call it the year of entrepreneurs, right? Where we have a lot of people stepping up now in terms of creating businesses, right? So we continue Yeah, what's up, Mario? Mario in the chat. Yeah, you don't know Mario. 2021 I be big, right? 2021 I be big. I know Mario G got a lot of songs they want to drop this year, so I definitely have some work cut out. Yeah. But again, we continue the journey. So I know I'm going length into this thing now, but the battle with YouTube for me was reaching 1,000 sub, which was, I said, 1,000. I don't think I'll reach 1,000, and I had all of these small doubts in my mind. I wanted to kind of get there quickly, and I realized that, you know what, I didn't really start this YouTube thing to race for subs. I started it simply because I wanted to leave a history behind, which again is working out great for me, and it's something that I want to bring in more people on, right? So we want to ensure that we're leaving that rich history behind. So when I reach the 1,000 sub, then of course, hey, what's up, CJam? Of course, I was happy, right? I was ecstatic, and I continued that journey in terms of the sharing of the entire thing, right? Started a little bit of Premiere Pro tutorial. That's a software that I'm learning to, and so I realized that the more I did in terms of the Premiere Pro, the more I got a chance to learn. So I wasn't really, yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, so I wasn't really afraid to just jump into learning Premiere Pro. I am seeing that a lot of people are working on the editing on their phone, on the smartphone, and I'm really jealous of it because I can't, like, my phone can handle the editing. I just can't work on this small screen and be editing and say, all right, yeah, I'm happy with that, So, yeah, Mario G. Mario Norales, see jam that the music man, that the man where they do a lot of music videos for here in PG, right? So, the editing on the phone, again, and this is for the younger, the young people, right? They're doing a lot of the editing on the phone, and I admire you for that. I just prefer that big screen in front of me that I can move things around, right? Yeah, them boy the Punta boys, yes. Yeah. Yeah, man. So Ryan teach you about quality. No, can't go back. Hey, real. Right? Definite. And again, give thanks to Mr. Ryan Moore right there, that the man will start me at this game, I still hope, Ryan, that you'll come back and make we do this thing together, but that's hope, and I know we can. You have to free up some time, and so that the entire studio game can grow a little bit more here in PG, right? Because the man got skills, right? Got mad skills. You have to check out the man YouTube channel to Ryan Moore, right? But things that happen. Hey, mom. Joan Palmer, my mom. Awesome, man. Much congratulations. Wishing you many more success in 2020. Yeah, keep your head up. Keep the positive side alive. You have my full support. Definitely, mom. I know. And I still have that interview pending, right? Like everybody else, I have lined up, right? Yeah, the studio space definitely got a little bit bigger, right? But need a lot of cleaning too. But you know how it is, and so the journey continues with that. The plan was to move the studio upstairs, but after I finished build the area, I saw all the space and decided, you know what, that have to be my piece of heaven, my area where if I don't want to work, then I run upstairs and I relax, right? And that is essentially what the whole construction thing came up to. As soon as I finished that area and I looked around and the tiles were done, I placed in a TV, and I said, nah, whenever I don't want to work, I run upstairs, I close downstairs, and then we work from there, right? And so the expansion continues for 2021, right? So definite. yeah, so I was saying, and people aside chip, yeah, right? Toledo tour continued. We had that 5 months timing. We went into the villages, took the drone out, did San Antonio, Santa Cruz, I think, and one of the other villages in that area. That was nice because we got a chance to go out into the fields, take everybody along and see if we can, just cover as much as we could. Yeah, what's up, War Machine? Our team War Machine. Yeah, doing it big in the chat, bro. Keep up the work. Nice quality as always. Yeah, man. Don't know. Jeffrey Santos, big up yourself, man. Yes, man. It says, yeah, so we moved into the villages, did as much as possible, and that's definitely one of my plans moving into 2021. I need to really save some money so that I can get my own drone, right? Because I could see where it adds certain quality or a different perspective to the video that you're shooting, and so I need to work on a good drone, right? So that I could do the rest of villages, because I think I've done somewhere close to 11 or 12 communities, and so I really have to work on some of the rest of communities. But I realize that just going into the community, shooting some videos around, if I get to speak to someone, that's fine, but the drone footage definitely adds to it in terms of seeing that community from a top view, right? So that will continue. I have, and I'm trying to schedule my time now a little bit different, right? So that at least I could do 2 communities per month. But again, things getting hectic, but it continues, right? Then I did my access set of tutorials, which came in handy for me simply because it's a topic that I am teaching now. And so just as I created that tutorial, I decided that I'd use it in my classes, which was good for me, because then I had content created already. And that is the piece of advice I would have for teachers again. Create your content, because once you create it, it's there. And if you need any modification, it's just up for you. It's just a matter of you modifying that content and then throwing that content online again, right? And then using it, right? Keep in mind that the kids love watching YouTube, right? And if they can find you on YouTube and they have a face that they can relate to, it helps, right? That's my piece of advice. After the big tutorial, we had this song dropped too, right? Okay, give you guys a piece of this song here, because the song is hard.
Easy music. Just like that, he was open Halaspa.
That song I actually created that song a morning, song and narrated Nazir. I created that song a morning, got up, got out a piece of paper and decided, you know what, I have to do a music video. I have to do a music or something like that, because I saw all of these guys dropping music, and I do write a little. So got up, wrote up the song. Actually recorded that song on my phone with an app that my nephew showed me, right? Because the man likes music too, and got it going. Gone over to Ryan Moore's house, and he was trying out his camera stuff and decided, you know what, let's just shoot the video. We did that short video right in front of the house. You notice it's one location, right? But the thing lit. I be really sure the song lit, I'm hoping to do something else for 2021. Takes a lot of courage to do a music video, right? Because you're jumping into somebody else's realm. I jump into Maro G realm then, right? Maro G, Grippers, Allen guys, so they do their music. Them bally bad. I never reached them bally stage, but you know what? Another thing off the list bop the music video, right? But yeah, so the music video thing dropped. Then the guys came in. This was another big song. COVID to come. Ballet Grippers, right? Grippers do a thing with COVID to come. A lot of people like that song. I give a piece of that song to someone. I get a piece of this song here too.
Yo, tell him say, grippers for the mic again, you know. COVID-19. They mash up the place. Every day reporting new case. What a one in the place.
I think that's the same time I transitioned and I changed camera, right? So instead of we liquid courage it, you know, I definitely ran for the shooting of the video. Definitely liquid courage was involved, right? So instead of shooting the COVID to come video with grippers using the Nikon, that was only transition into the Sony. So I went out, borrowed the Sony from one of my friends and shot that video. Video me lit. People loved that music video. And then I started getting some calls about, you know what, guys, I want to make a music video. So we have people now contacting me for the building and music videos. And so that's good. So whenever I have time, I do run out and assist in terms of making music videos, right? And I have about 3 or 4 people lined up right now where I'm kind of dragging because of the amount of work I'm getting into now. All right, then we had, and of course this continues to be a part of the year in review, right? I started growing chickens and did some planting, spoke about the homeschooling thing, started the show called Southern Music Explosion. Can't forget the virtual art exhibition from Leanne, right? So Leanne did the art exhibition the same time I was completing the upstairs, and so it came in handy that I had that upstairs ready, and so we could have used it for the art exhibition. And she continues to do her painting now. I think she has painting now for sale, right? And so she paints, and she placed some of them on Facebook advertising them for sale. The prices are in Belize dollars, right? So it's pretty cheap. Selling something for like $30 or $40 or $50. An artwork that takes her, I think, a day or two to complete, sometimes a week to complete. Definitely worth it, right? So go and check her out. Leanne Palmer, right? Leanne is my niece, right? So she, my brother's daughter. She also goes to high school, right? So she's at the same school where I teach. But Leanne definitely has some skill set with her in terms of the artistry. Again, a very smart young lady, right? Definitely an inspiration to a lot of young ladies, right? So she's definitely on the creative side. She also has her YouTube channel. I'm trying to remember the name right now. I think it's Sassly, or I think it's under her name now. I think it's under Leanne Palmer, right? That she does her YouTube on. I know that she's pretty busy though, but she definitely dropping some videos. Lately she did one at Spice Farm, and then she came in and did something else in town, a little collab with my other sister, right? So definitely Leanne have some skills there. So King Zahiro, you have to tighten up because of race, right? Because King Zahiro is my son. He has a YouTube channel too. Man like play a game, you know, but I mean at that age, you know, so hopefully he either propels his YouTube channel with the games or propel it with something, you know, related to Punta Gorda, which is what I would want him to do. What our next story. So yeah, definitely see Jam create creativity in the family for real, right? Yeah, then and that's 3 months ago, and so the year and this is just to show you how quickly the year ran by, you know. A little bit after that, I had somebody come in and they were asking me about Python programming, and they knew that I dabbled a little bit in Python earlier in the days. I also got a chance to fool around with Python programming when I'm doing the Raspberry Pi stuff, right? And for people who don't know what the Raspberry Pi stuff is, it is a miniature computer that you get to program and tell it what to do. And so with that, I could have the computer put on a light, turn off a light, turn on and turn off some switch somewhere, check a temperature reading, check a soil, check humidity and things like that. So essentially, you can tell the computer to do whatever you want using programming language, right? Without going into too much details. The big plan for 2020 for me with the Raspberry Pi was I wanted to build a robot, but I think I stretched a little bit too far, because when I noticed how much work it actually took and the amount of time it would require from me to build something like that, I probably wouldn't be able to do anything else, right? Because then it means that I'd be coding 24/7, which I really don't like the coding like that. So I started the Python tutorials to particularly for students who were learning Python, just to give them an insight into the Python language. And I know that it is one of those powerful languages, so definitely, from there on, I continued the show. I had the show that I was doing, Geek Yourself. I think I actually reached episode 6 was my last episode, or 7, something like that. And what that did was that it gave me a chance to just talk to you about technology stuff, and if there was anything that you struggled with and you wanted a tutorial on, I would quickly make a tutorial, or I would talk about it on that, right, just to make sure that I emphasize on it both places. It definitely helped some people. I got some great feedback from the Geek Yourself episodes, and if you notice, most of my video shows that I'm doing, I do it in episodes, so that at some point I'll get a chance to be able to replay this whole thing, and the way the direction, and I won't say it's my direction, the direction that the community has taken me, means that this thing changes in 2021. The community, right, not me, the community also gave my place a name. It's now called Bapplay Studio, right? I didn't give it that name, right? And now I'm hearing that it might become Bapplay TV. So you never know, right? You never know. But definitely something positive. With everybody coming into play, I might have to consider, which I don't want to because it changes my vision. I might have to consider renaming or rebranding the YouTube channel, right, to Bapplay Studios, but that's just thinking in my head. But definitely will allow me to have some content from other people on the channel, and I realize that definitely helps in terms of just sharing content that other people have. All right. So that's 3 months in. This I got into some small repairs for small devices, so small kitchen devices that you have around that you feel like really can't fix, and you don't want to throw it there. Bring it, have a look by it. If we can fix it, we fix it, right? People enjoyed the tours around Punta Gorda. Geek Yourself reached episode 7. This blue moon night was definitely fun with the kids, right? Just taking pictures, getting everything done. Zahir, this is my little boy, right? Did a piece on him with the Alone. We just went to the jungle, went to a farm, and haul out the camera. He gets a chance to also practice with the camera and the gimbal, right? And doing his thing, right? And we continue. Peace, love, and unity. Another great video. Grippers, right? This is a bad track. I'll leave you guys to listen to that, right? And then Young Man haul out, Ronald Martinez haul out with a great song. Thanks, thank Jah, right? This song actually took off. Let me play a piece so you guys can hear it. fast forwarding too. And that's a run out, right?
John know we know I will stay this way. John know we have to touch it fame. Hey. Every ghetto youth deserve reach far. Every ghetto youth this is one star. John know we are gonna reach far. Hey. So me thank Jah for the reggae. Thank Jah
The man got-
for
the man-
herbs, the things I
the
do.
man got a
Thank
unique
Jah
voice
for the
thing.
blessing.
Yeah. The man have a unique voice, which was we did the recording for that song right here. We did the audio here. I never did an audio recording before, in terms of for music video, and so I had my little doubts about it. I used Audacity once before. I'm really not good at Audacity, and I had to do a quick learning that day, just to push this video out. And so we recorded the video. We went out for the shoot. We did in the vehicle shoot. We did in that back area. We also did the shoot for that there, and completed that video in one day, right? And his music video, a lot of people like it. His voice is unique, and he has a lot more songs he want to do, right? So the journey continues definitely with Ronald. And then I think I'm missing something here. And then Yard Light came in with Unfinished Business, right? And I know that you guys definitely have watched the Unfinished Business played off, and this was the first one, was it? Yeah, this is the one at Mr. Glenn, right? And Mr. Glenn definitely threw down some positive
We're here
message.
to support you. It's not about money, guys. It's about empowerment, right? So when our people are empowered, then everybody will benefit. And like I said, I always tell my students this: when you finally believe you have arrived, please look back and see who you can pull across with you. Do the highest level we can possibly reach. Now, my contact number for those who are interested in getting advice when it comes to 77, or you can contact me. Our people are fortunate. Out of the students who graduate from high school, 16% advance to tertiary level right away. What happened to the 84%? Where are
So-
they? Right? They won't be able to get into the
One of his message, and again, I brought it back, and I think even my face just changed just now, because when I listened to him and I listened to some of the messages that he brought out during his interview, the messages are strong, right? One of the things that stood out for me was when he said that piece that says, if you feel like you make it already, if you feel like you already made it, then think about who you're bringing along with you, right? Think about somebody that you can train, somebody you can teach what you know to bring along with you. So I guess that's the message number 3, right? So again, I don't have this written down anywhere, so I'm bringing it out of my head, right? The first one is, don't let anybody manifest their fear onto you, right? If they tell you they can't do it, they can't do it, but you could do it, right? Message number 2, you just have to start. So make sure that you start. Whatever project you want to do for 2021, make sure that you start, right? And then message number 3 is, if you think that you have reached there already, you have reached that section that you want to get to, right? Then look back and think, who am I bringing along with me? Who is willing to work with me to advance? Who can I share my skill set with? Who can I teach now some of the things that I know, right? So definitely some strong message there. Unfinished Business definitely left a engravement in my brain because the direction of the show. The guys are focused on entrepreneurship, right? And they always say, they say you partner up with people who share the same vision. And the guys from Yard Light, they have a vision that they're pushing that is beyond us right now, right? If we could get all the younger people in PG to see that vision, all the younger people in our country to see that vision, man, we're gone, right? But the hardest thing for anybody is just to start, and they did that. They had no fear. They started, and now they're bringing people with them, right, to get the work done. That's the direction, right? The Southern Music Explosion continues, right? We had a show going. We did, I think, like 5 different episodes with that. And the guys just, they love music, right? I think what brought us to a pause again was the entire pandemic issue, and I wanted to make sure everybody was safe. And so we had to ease up on the shows a little bit. We had a little corona scare, right? But definitely nothing too heavy that we couldn't handle. But we definitely will get back on track as soon as everything clears up. I know the music thing, that definitely won't stop these guys. They love music to the max, so I know that will definitely continue, right? We had a show scheduled for the 26th that I had to postpone. That show will still happen, right? All the guys, Punta, we'll have Taprik in the house. Taprik, the big Punta artist too. So we'll see if we can push some more of those music moving into 2021 and try to get these guys out there, get some licensing done, see what direction we can head into in terms of getting their music online into some of the online stores for purchase. So that's the plan for 2021. The guys have agreed. I think they're waiting for me to steer that boat, right? So definitely 2021. I'm looking into it already. It's not a really big process, but it requires time. And so definitely we'll grow and try to get all of these guys registered and all the copyright issue with their songs so they can start to make a little bit of money, or at least have some ownership over the material that they have up, right? I also started a second part then called In Case You Didn't See It, and of course that was focused on just highlighting some of the stuff that happened around the community that I think that people played a blind eye to. And so I highlighted those. I continue to push those. I have slowed down a little bit, right? Because I'm just trying to take a break for myself in terms of getting everything done. But definitely we'll look back at that. I have 2 videos that I've prepped already. I just haven't posted them. So I'll post those in 2021. And we went through the year pretty fast. If you notice, the panel, I also declared my candidacy for mayor for PG, and that election is coming up in March. So, look forward to that. We'll see what happens with that. But the vision still continues in terms of assisting people, growing the channel in that direction, right? And seeing how we can essentially move into 2021 and bring more people with me, right? So again, get rid of all your fear for 2021, right? Become that fearless person. Don't be afraid to try anything new. I mean, I still wished that I had started earlier, but somebody have a plan for it, right? So it means that I started at this time. So I'm just trying to get the younger people involved in getting that direction early in life in terms of what you want to create. I want to definitely jump into creating new businesses for 2021. I have some training I need to do. I'm not a big financial management person and so forth, but I do know some people who have those skills, and so we'll try to rope them in and see if we can get everybody trained into the whole small business thing, proposal writing and so forth. And I'll try to be part of the class, right? Light did something great where we now offer computer classes online for people who might need certain computer skills. Let's say and this is something that they do, and it's when you think about it now, this is definitely you being a part of the global community, because then it means that I can train somebody in other parts of the world who might want to learn from me, right? And during the time that I'm doing those classes, which is there's both face to face and there's online, so there's a mass sharing that happens there. And And then, of course, the promotion of small business will be my key. See if I could get them on the channel, show what some of these young people are doing, right? And of course, ensure or offer some sort of support. And I feel like there's just a lot of knowledge cooked up in my head that I just have to share it. YouTube gives me that opportunity. And so you guys can do that too, right? So don't be afraid to start, Start, bring somebody along, right? And if there are people who are telling you that you can't do it, you show them that you could do it. You show them that you can, right? And I guess that's the message moving into 2021. So yes, I know I had a chat for a while, right? I've been talking for a while. I definitely want to thank all the people in the chat here with me. And that is, let me pull this on screen. So again, big thanks to the people who are tuned in. Make sure that you like the video, right? Miss Franz, Ryan, Wilmer, Mario, C-Jam, right? Mom, War Machine, Jeffrey, King's a Hero. Again, thanks for being here with me. Thanks for being here with me for 2020, right? And some people are from the beginning, right? This will make my 1.5 year journey into the YouTube thing. I have a 3-year plan I'm trying to complete for YouTube. This is a 1.5 year. Another great piece of advice that I have to offer is that once you start something and it becomes a habit, you don't even think about it. So I have my cameras. I move around with them most of the time. I have my phone, which offers great camera quality also. So it's just a matter of getting the story out, right? Putting the videos together. But it has become a part of me now that I don't think I'll ever stop doing YouTube videos, right? So the hope is that we continue to grow and we continue to share and we continue to leave a part of history behind with us. Then I'm hoping you guys plan something heavy for 2021, create a new direction, create a plan that not only involves you, but create a plan that involves other people, because that's the way we'll move forward in 2021, by helping each other out. We can't never try to do anything by yourself. I'll be honest, in terms of a lot of videos I struggle in terms of making, because I'm trying to be that camera person, I'm trying to be the host, I'm trying to be everything in one. It would be nice to have somebody on with me, doing the camera works or doing something else. And so, which was why I started to split up the shows and have other people host the show while I become the cameraman, right? And then of course the single shows like these I can always have. But guys, thank you for being here with me through 2020. And definitely I know that you'll be looking forward to better things in 2021, and better things definitely here to come in 2021. Continue to dream, right? Continue to share, continue to learn, and again, don't be afraid to try something new in 2021. Thank you.